you need the space, and if you're a person who, you know, you're taller, or if like just space in general is a priority for you when flying, a regular seat is not going to suffice on a Frontier flight. So that is a big con, because you're going to have to pay that extra $50, $60 for a little more room.
The hips don't lie.
The hips don't lie. But I be comfortable, and I often score like a good seat without buying a seat at all. I usually just get, because this episode going to expose how cheap I really am. I don't be trying to pay for nothing. Hey y'all.
Hey y'all. Hey. Welcome to another episode of Travel,
Fly,
Sexy. I'm your co-host, Natasha Wilson, owner of Travel Guys International.
And I am your co-host, Jasmine Anderson, owner of Boss Babes Love Brunch.
Period. So today we have a fun episode for you guys, talking about what we like to call, I guess, budget airlines.
Yeah, budget airlines.
So we're gonna really do a deep dive into Frontier Airlines versus Spirit Airlines today. Everything you need to know, and maybe why they get a little bit of bad rap, but why particularly Jasmine and I actually enjoy them.
Our fans.
Yes. But before we jump in, we're going to start a little bit of goddess mail.
You already know.
From our inbox to yours. What'd you find today, Jazz?
This is crazy because this like defy gravity. So
did you say defy gravity?
Went against science. So there was a passenger on a flight. This was an Asian airline. I'm not even going to make an attempt at the name. But the flight was in China. I believe China was the final destination. A passenger opened the emergency exit.
Because what? Why?
The reason why is what sends me.
Why did he do this?
To get some air.
No, you're lying. I never knew the actual reason. I only saw the video. I didn't know, at the same time, you don't need a reason for that. You just don't do it.
To get some air.
You're lying.
Ain't no way.
To get some air. So you wanted, actually, sir, in case you didn't know, you could have actually not had air for the rest of your life because you could have died.
All of us could have died. So I didn't hear about anyone dying from the flight. So apparently they were able to close the exit. But I just thought that was crazy. And I'm also thinking, like, how the heck do you open an exit in the air? Mind you, this is in the air. This is not on the ground. This is in the air.
The stress. Okay, well, first of all, let's give him a little bit of shout out because clearly he read the emergency exit.
Yeah. He was a good person at the exit.
He listened. He knew exactly what to do, and he did it to everyone else's dismay. But what, sir? I did read, I think they were descending, so at least they weren't as high of an altitude as they could have been. But they were still above where
they wasn't on the ground.
They still didn't have cell phone service.
They was not on the ground, and he needed some air.
Oh
he
my
got his air. But again, great person to have at the emergency exit because he does know how to operate it. But hopefully, he's banned from flying because that is ridiculous.
Now just
crazy.
You do not have flight benefits at all.
Because he'll just kill all of us for some air. You'll be home soon.
And that's like, it's not funny, but because it's wild, and that really could have ended tragically. But luckily, nobody was actually.
No one was really hurt.
Injured or anything worse. A couple people had some breathing issues. I read, but everybody survived. But what
crazy? Crazy. I'm like, he's bold. So that was definitely this week's Goddess Smile.
Honestly, I don't think that would have happened on a Spirit or Frontier flight because we're not letting you get to the door, sir.
Absolutely not. No.
Before you even think you're about to get out that seat.
And another thing, with those flights, you got to pay for them exit seats.
Yeah, so those people wanted to be there. They didn't want to be outside the plane or need air. They just wanted some extra
to be comfortable. They is not opening nothing. Even in an emergency, the people in the exit row on Frontier Spirit might not open it.
Yeah, because they didn't read.
They paid for comfort.
Oh my goodness. Well, again, grateful that everyone survived that. But that is ridiculous. Like, so just curious, guys, comment below, like, how you would have handled that situation had it been you.
Crazy.
Like, I honestly don't even know. Yeah.
I don't know what I would do. Like, I would be mad, but then I'm also like so nervous, and he's clearly a sociopath. So I'm like,
tread lightly.
Yeah, not saying anything to this guy because,
oh my gosh,
just get me on the ground, please. Like,
ooh, and shout out to those flight attendants as well.
Patience.
You know, I got the soft spot in my heart for flight attendants.
Be nice to your flight attendants because they deal with stuff like that.
Lord Jesus, fix it. Well, that's a perfect segue.
Yes.
Into today's topic. Frontier Airlines versus Spirit Airlines.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it because if you've watched any of our previous episodes, you already know I am Team Spirit Airlines.
Yeah, and I'm Team Frontier. Y'all know that.
And I personally feel like stop giving them your butt to kiss.
Yes.
I said it. They take care of me. I don't know about you, but stop treating them that way because they get us where we need to go.
It's funny, I'm flying in Spirit with my friends for like a girls trip later this summer, and my one friend was like, how is Spirit? I've heard such, like, I've never flew with them. I've heard such bad things. Like, before we booked this, like, how is Spirit? And I'm like, I forgot people are, like, still skeptical of these budget airlines because they've had such a bad rep. I'm like, Spirit ain't never did me no wrong.
Right.
Like, I just reiterated to maybe, like, 2 to 3 people over the last few weeks, like, our flight to, I believe I flew Spirit to Jamaica. I was so surprised because I was like, oh, okay, Spirit.
Oh, yeah, I was on that flight with you.
Yeah, we was on the same flight when we went to Jamaica, which we spoke about in our last episode. Check out episode 6.
Period.
5, actually. Yes. But I flew Spirit to Jamaica, and I was very impressed with the new flights, the new planes, the comfort level. Like this, it was spacious. I was like, I had to text her. I was like, okay, Spirit.
She texted me.
Okay, I see y'all.
So with that being said, we're going to talk about, some of the pros and the cons today. And honestly, even just the loyalty status, some of the perks that you can get within these airlines, because that's a thing too.
Definitely.
Obviously, we'll talk about some of the bad reputation stuff because that's just what it is. And then, of course, just, again, the highlights, because there's so many highlights, but we only see, or it feels like we only see the bad things online. So let's just jump right into pros and cons, because I can immediately think of cons, but I can also think of pros.
Yeah.
So pros, for instance, I'm mostly going to speak on Spirit. I've flown Frontier.
Yeah.
But it's a no for me. And that's okay, because you're going to get 2 perspectives today, which is perfect.
I'm on the opposing end. I've flown mostly Frontier in like the last year. Obviously, I've flown with Spirit, but I am more of a fan of Frontier. I'm with their membership, etc. So we kind of have opposing perspectives, but that'll be just as beneficial for both.
So I would say, well, let's go with cons first.
Okay.
Let's start.
Good idea.
And then we'll work our way up.
Yeah.
So I would say the first con, and probably the most important one, is that you're going to pay for all of the add-ons to your experience.
Yes.
So when we say add-ons, your seat selection, if you choose, your bag, if you want any kind of bag, carry-on or check bag. Now they have, Spirit at least has the Wi-Fi now, so you'll pay for that.
Yep.
It's not Delta, it's not free. What else in terms of, so some of those things to keep in mind when you're booking budget airlines?
I guess snacks as well. Yeah, with some airlines, snacks are included, but basically everything besides your airfare is a la carte.
Yeah, like you will pay for your water.
Yeah. Yes. If you get a nice flight attendant, they'll give you a cup of water though, but that's why you should be nice to them.
Maybe. And not saying that they won't, but I'm just saying.
They charge you $3 for a bottle of water.
Correct.
It's on the menu. So everything is a la carte beyond your airfare.
Absolutely. But again, to Jasmine's point, the airfare.
That's the pro.
That's the pro.
That's
a pro times 10.
Yeah, that's the biggest pro with these budget airlines.
Last summer, I scored a $37 flight on Spirit to Cancun. Like $37. So Make it make sense. Even if I got to pay for this carry-on, my flight is still less than $100.
Nothing. Exactly.
So that's the pro. The pro. The
airfare is barely anything with both, Spirit and Frontier. I would say, again, a con for Frontier would be that a la carte. You pay for your airfare and you have to pay for your seats, your bags, if you want space, because Frontier planes are not as spacious as Spirit planes.
Right.
So on a Spirit plane, you could probably take a regular seat, whether you just do a natural seat assignment or if you pay for a regular seat. With Frontier, you probably will want to pay for a big seat because if you need the space and if you're a person who, you're taller or if just space in general is a priority for you when flying, a regular seat is not going to suffice on a Frontier flight. So that is a big con because you're going to have to pay that extra $50, $60 for a little more room.
The hips don't lie.
The hips don't lie. But I be comfortable, and I often score a good seat without buying a seat at all. I usually just because this episode going to expose how cheap I really am. I don't be trying to pay for nothing. So
and why should you? You scored a $37 flight. You're trying to keep it.
And oftentimes I'm flying by myself, or if I'm flying with someone, I'm going to be with you when we get there. We don't got to sit next to each other.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not picky about seat assignments. So I usually just take whatever they give me. And often I lucked up with my own row or a window seat, or there is flexibility once you everyone is seated, and if there's extra room, you can speak. Again, be nice to your flight attendants. Please. You're already on their good side, and you can ask them if they can move you. Where I've been moved to exit seats for free, so I try not to spend anything but my airfare. That's just me.
Yeah, and Jasmine mentioned it earlier, but I'll just reiterate it again. Spirit is really doing a huge overhaul of their aircraft. Yeah. So legit, just flew Spirit from Cancun. And when I say Cancun, I'm more so meaning the airport. You can fly into CUN and then you can go all the way to Tulum if you need to. But the aircraft, I was like, oh, this is nice. I'm not even BSing. Comfortable seats. They're not rock hard they, might have been in the past. They even have new, what do you call it? Tray tables.
Yep.
That are regular size, double fold, have the cup cut out for you to stop playing with Spirit. Yo, stop playing.
I was impressed with those new planes. I really was.
And they have the big seats as well.
Which are real big.
They're really big. They're essentially first class seats on a standard aircraft. They are the same seating. So you don't have to, if you're used to flying first class, I had a friend who was coming from Cali, and she was just like, girl, why you put me on this Spirit flight? I was just like, don't worry about it. I'm going to put you in the big seat. You're not going to miss a beat. And she was fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the aircraft comfortability is an important thing to note as a pro.
Yeah, 1,000%. I would say another pro for Frontier specifically, Frontier runs these promo deals.
All the time.
Which I am a huge fan of.
And she takes advantage
of. I take advantage of those promos. Frontier.
You and Jasmine are here.
Frontier. I'm waiting for the sponsorship because I don't play about y'all. So when it comes to those promo deals, they'll do 75% off, 90% off, a free flight, buy one, get one free. And
they're it's real. Jasmine has really utilized these promos.
Paid nothing for flights.
Confirm that these things are straightforward, actual promotions.
On top of their seasonal passes. So they did the summer pass this summer, and it was basically I think $4.99, so $500 where you pay for.
Oh, no, $3.99 for the summer pass.
It started at $3.99. I think it ended around $4.99 or $5.99. But ultimately, you pay that flat rate and you get unlimited flights. So your airfare for certain flights are 1 cent. And then you just pay your taxes and fees for those flights. Obviously, there's blackout days and et cetera. But you're basically paying less than $500 to travel for the whole summer, where applicable. And they just released a new one for the fall and winter, which is $299, the starting rate, which again will go up because that summer pass went up. And I know people who have it and they use it. Like my friend was like, I just came back from Florida for $15, like just paying the taxes.
Crazy. So that's crazy.
So I will say deals are worth it.
The important part to note, if you are thinking of taking advantage of one of these, is to just make sure that Frontier flies
where you want to go.
Like flies where you want to go, but more importantly is flying frequently out of your home airport.
Yes.
Because that is, I guess, maybe another con to both of these airlines. They don't necessarily have as many routes as some of your major, because I consider them to be major as well. But some of your, I don't know, more frequent.
And I think just being in airlines. The PHL airport, like with that being our home airport, we have so much flexibility. So these two airlines are major airlines to us because there are so many flights, domestic and internationally, daily Spirit and Frontier send out. So you definitely want to make sure that you're looking to see if they are in your city and if they go to the places that you need them to go, and if it makes sense to kind of commit to these type of brands.
Perfect. So with that being said, you did mention earlier that you have Frontier's discount den.
Yes.
And I upgraded my status to gold status with Spirit. So let's talk a little bit about perks and benefits of these loyalty programs within them, because just like you might have Delta loyalty or American Airlines loyalty, you can have loyalty with these budget airlines and still enjoy the benefits.
Yes, which we love.
Yes. Go ahead. Did you want to start?
I could start. Okay. So with Discount Den, because I don't think it's as good as Spirit Group, but I do think it's beneficial to me because I am a frequent Frontier flyer.
Yeah.
So ultimately, it is a rate of, I believe, $99. So it's like a $50 one-time like application fee, and then it's like a $49.99 like annual fee or something like that. So it's about $100 total, which ultimately gets you discounts on all your flights.
Yeah.
Literally every single flight. So if you're searching on Frontier's website, you will notice like you'll see a base rate and then you'll see a discount den rate. And you're obviously more attracted to the cheaper rate. You're like, oh, I want this one. It's $30, $40, $20 cheaper. So applying that $100 one-time fee, you get all of the discounts on any flight you book with them. So I just love that because I've saved, literally the day I booked it, I've saved like $40.
Immediately.
So I was like,
that basically got it
that
back.
was worth it. Yes. And that was like earlier in the year. So I've used it since then. But I also love that you can use it for other people. So
I didn't know that.
If you're traveling with, I believe, up to 6 other travelers, they can also get the discount den rate. So if you're booking a group trip or a family trip and you have discount den, I think that's super valuable. Because for 6 travelers to save $20 to $50 per ticket, that's your hotel money.
Yeah, that's got family travel written all over it. Like those trips to Orlando.
Yes, exactly.
You know, that adds up when you're saving $40 to $50 per person.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So 6 people, that's great. I didn't know that was an option. Okay, discount then. I mean, I'm still not sold, but
it's cute. It's cute.
No, so Spirit has the same type of program, which theirs is called Super Saver. So before I was Gold, I was on the Super Saver program, which allowed you to go in and have access to the more discounted fares. And I am still on that program in addition to Gold. And you do still need to be on that program, even if you have loyalty status. It does not give you the discounted offers. So I do have both.
Okay, I didn't know that.
That one is a $59 per year annual membership. So I've had that since like 2017.
Yeah.
Like this is how long I've been rocking out with Spirit.
I believe I have Super Saver too.
Yes. So there's that with Spirit. But then also with Spirit, I talked about this on my page and I'll just mention it again. I have Spirit Gold.
Yes.
So
That's the one.
It's the one, but I've already was a Spirit advocate prior to gold. Now I'm really like...
It makes it so good.
Say what you want.
It makes it good.
I'm ready to pull up and defend Spirit at all times, okay? So with Spirit Gold now, they have free Spirit status, silver, and gold.
Right.
Basically what I did, very simple. They were running a promotion in April that allowed you to status match using any of your airline or hotel loyalty programs. So I also am a gold member with Marriott. So my gold status with Marriott was allowing me to get the highest status with Spirit, which is gold as well.
Which is so cool.
So I used that, got a status match, and now your girl is gold on Spirit. But what does that mean for real? Ciao. Let me tell you. So number one, the price is the price. Yesterday's price is still today's price. What I mean by that is I do not pay for bags. I do not pay for seats. I do not pay for the specialty airport boarding zone lane, like all these little nuances that you'll see on the checkout screen when you're doing your Spirit flight. I get them all included with my gold status. So me and my carry-on, through the airport for the last few weeks for free. No extra cost. So my flight to Miami was literally $79 round trip. That was it. There was nothing else to be added because of the Spirit Gold status. So for real, like, can we really beat that?
No, you can't. Because it comes with seats too.
Yes. Oh, I forgot to say my seat.
Yeah, seat selection.
Yes. My seat selection included exit row. Included.
Yes.
Child.
Yeah. That is the one. Spirit Gold is really the one.
They did that.
Yeah.
They did
Does it come with Wi-Fi too? Or I'm doing
the only thing it doesn't come with is the Wi-Fi. And I think it's because it's so new that they're still like, we need a little bit of coin.
Yeah.
But the Wi-Fi is very inexpensive. It's like $7.99. And it also includes snacks and beverages.
Oh, yeah, they snapped.
Child, I forgot to tell y'all that.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel this. I'm like, excuse me. And the funny part is, it's still very, very new.
Right.
You can tell it's very, very new. So they don't actually have the system in place. So the last few times I've used it, which is April, and then most recently 2 weeks ago, they're like, well, let me see your boarding pass, because your boarding pass is gold. So that's how they're verifying that they should give you some free drinks and snacks. Like, so
let me see that again.
Let me see that pass. So I always have it on my phone and you can see it. But yeah, so they're still working out the kinks with it. But nevertheless, I'm still working out all the benefits. Okay,
that's so cool. And I think because they're newer, that's why they were able to offer like that match program, which was really cool.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
say what y'all want.
Spirit Gold is totally worth it.
Say what y'all want.
That is one of those loyalty programs where it's like, get that status, get to go, and
be done with it.
Because you spend nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Like, child.
That plus Super Saver.
Yeah, I'll be outside. I will be outside. I have been outside. I shall be outside. So I'm trying to think what else in terms of, I think we covered all the pros and cons. We covered the discounts.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we obviously all of us understand why they've gotten a bad rap, but
yeah.
I just hate that for them, because I think I've said this on the past episode. It's not the airline. Like, stop saying Spirit, Frontier. It's not the airline. It's the people.
It's the people. You had a poor airline experience. You had a poor plane experience, and you blame it on the airline. You could have had the same experience with your faves, American, Delta, United.
You can, and I have.
Yeah. And a lot of these stories that we've talked about in Goddess Mail have been on some of your faves. Like, a lot of them are not, your Frontier, Spirit airlines. These are major airlines where people are doing the craziest things.
If I'm not mistaken, Gold Jacket Man was Delta.
Yeah, they're doing crazy stuff. They're doing crazy stuff. So if they're doing that on your faves, like, it's the people, it's not the airline.
It's not.
And we can attest to the service, the planes themselves, everything have definitely changed and gotten better over the years.
And they hear the feedback, and that's what's, and in my opinion, the staple of a great organization, a company. Like, they're listening, they're acknowledging. Like, I love Frontier's marketing online. Like, they're so current, they're so fresh and new, they're fun. Like, they're speaking to us and us as millennials and us just as frequent travelers, fun travelers, people that want to be outside. So like, cut them some slack. Stop reading and listening to everything on the internet and get your butt in a seat to actually experience it for yourself.
Exactly,
all right?
Exactly.
Period.
So that's a good transition into tips.
Yes.
Like, for those who want to experience these airlines for themselves, I think you should have a certain mindset so that your experience is not like those who are like, oh no, Spirit sucks, Frontier sucks.
Stop saying that to me.
Let's mentally prepare to make this experience a 10 out of 10 for everyone.
I mean, I can't help everybody, but I can help those that want to be helped. Yes. Okay.
So here's some tips that we use.
Yeah, we wrote down some tips because it's just like, this is how we kind of get through it, and we still smile at the end of the flight, you know?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You want to start?
For me, my first one is, and I know we're similar in this way, and a lot of people don't like this. I get to the airport close to departure.
Jasmine will literally, one time I was at the airport, and I get to the airport fairly reasonably right before the flight, but she tried it to the point where I had to text her like, are you gonna make it?
Yeah, because I feel like sometimes the travelers for these budget airlines can be a bit chaotic. It could be like very family heavy because you're flying with like 5 to 6 people, so there's kids. So I want to come over when it's time to get on the airplane. It just saves me a peace of mind. I'm refreshed. I'm not aggravated. I didn't hear anything going on over here. I don't know what such and such got going on. I'm gonna get on the plane, listen to my podcast or listen to some music, and got my coffee, might go to sleep.
This coffee.
So that works for me. Right before I like to get there, and usually it's crowded. Like most of these budget airline flights fill up because they're reasonable. So it's rare that you have like a super empty plane. So the seating area will 9 times out of 10 be pretty crowded.
Yeah, that's true. I also sometimes I'll just sit at the other seating area. Because I cannot do all the people and all the stuff. Like I'll sit nearby where I can hear the announcements, but also I strongly encourage you to download the app as well.
Yes.
For all the airlines, not just these ones. Any airline you're flying, because they will also give you the notification when it's boarding time.
Exactly.
That's all you need to know. But to that, funny enough, last week when I did fly Spirit to Cancun, for whatever reason, I was a little bit earlier because Kyrie was dropping me off and he had to go on a set. So he had to drop me off a little bit early and I was like, this is different.
I'm here.
It was different, but it wasn't like very, very early. It was like an hour. Normally I'm like a 40 minutes before type of girl. But the fun thing that I learned in that earlier arrival, and I even arrived early to the gate because I was just like, it's not really enough time to utilize the lounge.
Yeah.
What I learned was that they were offering dumb discounted upgrades. So I had already had an exit row because y'all know I'm gold and it's included.
Flex.
But they was offering the big seat for $23.
Oh.
So your girl paid that $23 because on the website, it was $123.
Oh, wow.
So that's also a little pro tip. So if you do get to that counter early, listen to those announcements because like it was maybe 20 minutes before the boarding time was scheduled. And they were like, all right, we got these specials for you. Which is also just a thing that those budget airlines do.
Yeah,
They're
and
like,
that's also with, I guess, kind of goes hand in hand with seat assignment. Like I said, I usually wait and just take what they give me. So if you're a person that's going to wait and take what they give you, you can take advantage of those offers at the counter because it's like you ain't paid nothing, $23 and got shipped the seat. Whereas like I feel like if you already purchased the seat, you will probably...
Yeah, because you're like, all right,
you already paid for it. Yeah, they're not going to give you a refund for it.
Yeah. So that's another tip. You know, if you do get early, just listen out.
$23, can't beat that.
Yeah, and the exit row was $20.
Yeah.
So I was like, $3 more. Give me the big joint. Another tip that I wrote, and this is going to probably sound wild, but I wrote stretch before the flight. Like I know sometimes you see people in the airport and you're like, let me on the floor, but there's 2 reasons why. They might have a long haul flight, so they may be about to sit on this flight for 10, 12, 15 hours. or they flying on a budget airline and that seat don't recline, so they're just getting their back together.
Yes.
Stop judging them people, enjoying them people.
And we gonna tell you, them seats is tight. Like, I mean, they're not like, I'll be the first to say, they're not uncomfortable.
They're not.
But I'm 5'1", so if you're
6'1",
our perspective is completely different.
Yeah.
So I think if you're a person who needs a comfortable seat, like I understand that, like, you know, and make sure that you're mentally and physically prepared, because these seats are naturally not, like, the given seats are naturally not the most spacious.
Yeah.
Or comfortable.
Or just secure that exit row or that big seat for yourself, and
it's worth it. You spent hardly nothing on the airfare.
that part. Another tip that I wrote was to stay up late so that you can sleep through that flight.
Yep.
And again, I'm not advocating for the flight being uncomfortable, because we just talked about all the upgrades. It's not that. But again, if you are used to flying a certain airline, it could be different for you. Again, seats don't recline. Don't matter if you got an exit row or a big seat.
Yeah.
Don't recline. So, you know, it'll be easier to get through the flight if you sleep.
Yeah. Especially if, like, again, comfort is a priority for you. Make it the most comfortable for you. Go to sleep. Get a window seat. Go to sleep.
Knock yourself out.
So this is my favorite one, pack light. So like we said, a la carte, you're going to pay for seats, you're going to pay for bags. You get a personal item. So that can be a small backpack, I believe, with both Spirit and Frontier. It's under 18 inches. So that can be a tote, a small duffel, a small backpack, something of that nature. It has to fit under the seat. Again, the seats are quaint, so it cannot be too wide. It has to be able to fit under the seat. So with that being said, pack light, I personally only want a personal item.
Yeah.
Again, I'm 5'1", I'm a lady. So my hack as of lately has been take off luggage.
Yep.
Shameless plug. Shout out to Take Off Luggage. Use my code, Sincerely Jasmine. It'll be in the notes.
Period.
To get a discount. But this suitcase is $100 or around that. And it is a suitcase. It has wheels, double-sided. It has like your TSA lock. It's a great suitcase. When you take the wheels off, they pop off, has a little bag. It fits into what is considered a personal item for both Frontier and Spirit.
Which is a game changer.
So when you size it in those cute little things they have before you get on the airline, because now Spirit and Frontier are like, size your bag before you get on. Because they want their money for bags. They want their money. Like, that's how they make their money, because the airfare is so cheap. So you have this suitcase that is literally the size of a personal item based on their dimensions. So that's been my hack. I have like a cute little satchel or like a little crossbody, and my take off luggage, pop the wheels off, throw it in my bag, coffee in hand.
Unbothered.
Put it right in the thing. Cause they be thinking they gonna get me. I be like, 1 second.
It's the 1 second.
Pop the wheels off, put
Now,
it right in there.
Do you store it still under your seat, or do you store it under?
I store it under my seat.
See, I would put it in the overhead.
But
once I'm on the plane.
on the plane, when I got on the plane a few flights ago, the flight attendant was like, "Oh no, we'll put it up." And I was like, "Oh, fine." Like, you know, because at that point, he didn't know if I paid for a carry-on or whatever. Like, they're at that point, we're just trying to get everybody on the plane and clean everything up.
The flight attendants ain't worried about that.
Yeah, he literally took it from me and put it up. And I was like, oh, okay. But for the most part, I have, because I've been recording content, so I've been recording under the seat to show y'all if it's under the seat comfortably with my extra stuff and my feet and all that. So
yeah, that's a good one.
Pack light is the biggest tip, because if you can fit your things in a personal item, whether it's a quick trip, a day trip, I would say don't pay for them bags.
Please don't pay for them bags.
Don't pay for them bags if you don't have to.
And I guess then my last tip before we wrap up is to buy your snacks in the terminal, because again, you will buy them on the aircraft and they're going to be half the size and double the price. So
you do not get pretzels no more. Like pretzels and water, no more.
Originally, Spirit, when I was flying them, they used to at least give you a cup of water. Now you're on your own.
Everything on your own.
So go ahead and just do that in the terminal and save yourself the hassle, especially if you're traveling with children. them kids will get antsy if they can't get a snack. So
yeah.
Be prepared.
Definitely.
What else we got for Spirit?
Okay, so I guess we can switch here maybe.
That's fine.
Obviously, Tasha's the Spirit girl. I'm a Frontier girl. Let's give our favorite thing about the other.
About the other. She switched it up on me. I was fully prepared to give you guys the Spirit tea. Oh, dang. All right, my favorite thing about Frontier. I'm going to say my favorite thing about Frontier is their availability. Like, they have a lot of routes. They have a lot of nonstop flights from a lot of destinations. Obviously, I'm PHL, but I search destinations all around, and I can see that they have a plethora of options almost no matter where you are. And I think that that is really good for their ability to sell and our ability to sell them. So I'll give them the pro being their availability and their nonstops. Yeah, that'll be mine.
I agree. I love how flexible Frontier is. Like, I could just book a flight today and be anywhere.
Yes.
I would say my favorite thing about Spirit is what people have kind of dubbed them for as negative is the customer service. I feel like over the last few years, their service has been so good. Like, the flight attendants are nice. The gate attendants are pleasant. Like, I just have been pleasantly surprised with how the hospitality has been on Spirit flights. Obviously, I'm loving the new planes, but even prior to experiencing the new planes, I can say that the service from the staff, like they've heard what has been said, and they're trying to deem themselves the opposite. So I do appreciate.
I didn't even know people was talking about them.
It gives a bubbly, service. So
yes, I agree.
That.
I've had stellar performances as of lately. So shout out to them. Yes, Spirit.
Yes, period. So check out Spirit and Frontier, y'all. Like, this episode is just to kind of let y'all know, go against those myths that Spirit and Frontier are bad airlines.
Just try for yourself. 2
frequent travelers who have flown both of them numerous times to both domestic and international locations.
Yes.
It ain't that bad.
It's not that bad. But it's also a perfect segue into the traveling travel agent.
Yes.
Particularly our travel deal of the week, because it features flights with Frontier. So let's get into it. So this week's travel deal of the week is a 4-day, 3-night trip to Miami.
We love Miami.
We love Miami, okay? Mid-August with Frontier, nonstop flights from Atlanta, Georgia. With 4-star hotel accommodations at the Berkeley Shore, which is right on Collins Avenue. I want to say it's like 11th and Collins, which is if you know Miami, you know that's right in the mix of South Beach. All of that for $290 per person. All right, $290 per person. So, and I forget before we jump right into this, I forgot to say, Jasmine and I are both a part of Travel Goddess International, which is a full-service travel agency that can bring your next unforgettable experiences to life. Because of that, we also have travel deals that are featured on our website each week, and this is one of the best ones we saw, so we're sharing it with you.
So good, so good. We love Miami, but that also shows the flexibility of Frontier, because that's out of Atlanta, so we're not always talking about out of Philly.
Period. But yeah, $290 per person. Visit the website, check it out. If you're interested, you can just click and be done with the travel deal. Click pay and go. Also, if you'd like to customize your next experience, then submit a consultation and we will assist you. All right? With that being said, I also know you go to Miami often for brunch. just for brunch. So therefore,
that's my favorite part of the show.
It's time to get brunchy.
It's time to get brunchy. Brunch abroad. So I was thinking about this week's brunch abroad, and I'm like, I feel like the last ones have been cute, but this one is lit. Like, this is like,
we was waiting for lit.
Yeah,
okay,
it's been real cute. We've been like cute. Real cute. This is
real petite.
This is not that. This is like lit. Hardly eaten, but lit. So one of my favorite brunch experiences this year has been KAMP in Houston. That's KAMP in Houston. You've probably seen it. It's literally set up like a campground.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, they have like fire pits everywhere there. servers and waiters are like dressed like camp counselors. It's so cute, but very lit. It's a very lit brunch. You got your brunch shots. They have like these huge drinks that you can get. They also do bottomless options. I can't tell you about the food.
I can tell you only about the drinks.
But the drinks, we're drinking. The vibes, we're vibing. It's super lit. If you just look it up on any social media platform, you will see like camp is a must go in
when
Houston.
You're in Houston.
For sure.
I've been to Houston many times. I have not gone there.
It's so lit.
So I need to add it to my list, or just go to Houston just to go there.
Just to go.
Like Jasmine.
It's worth it.
Jasmine, like Jasmine be doing. Okay, camp in Houston. But see, I want to eat though.
They got food. They do.
They got food.
Like we ate.
She just don't know what they got.
Options. I just, I can't tell you.
Great. Fair enough. Well, last but not least.
Yes.
Question of the day. So this was a fun one. I know. I was like, oh, this is fun. So today's question of the day, guys, and of course, we would love to hear your thoughts and feedback as well. So listen up and then type. Question of the day. Shared transportation or private transportation? Right? Because do you want to start or I can start?
You can start.
I don't know your answer, so this is why
I know your answer.
Yes, but I'm gonna qualify my answer because just so we can skip the ta. My answer is private, but
of course,
hear me out. I'm in my 30s now, so you know what they say in your 30s, you got a little bit more coin, you just want more comfort, you want to do the things you wanted to do. But your girl was a shared transfer mommy in my 20s because I just needed to save the coin and get to the destination. So I can fully relate to what both of the experiences look like. But now I will spend a little bit extra just to get exactly to the resort or hotel versus the extra stops, but also to be greeted with the glass of Prosecco or sparkling wine and just to the ease of the experience. Like it feels like vacation starts immediately. And it's just kind of where I'm at right now with my travels, if you feel me.
We love that for you.
That's all.
We love that. And I've obviously experienced private with Taj. So, very great experience. But personally, again, this episode exposing how cheap I am. I'm not trying to spend no extra money at all. Tapping into my vacation money, my dinner. So I'm going to go share. Shared transportation is often the cheaper option. Yeah. You can get round trip share for the price that you can get one-way private. Or cheaper. Yeah. And sometimes you get to meet people. You never know. You might get to make some new friends. I know when we went to Jamaica, Shannon and I got into a little fiasco in our shared transportation.
Get somebody else to do it.
You definitely can run into some issues, but it just adds character to the trip. For me, like Tasha likes to ease into the vacation. I like to chaotically roll into it. So it's like, make a couple stops. You hearing other people talking. They drunk. They just got drunk on the airplane. So everybody in the bus is drunk. So it's a good time for me.
That's before we close it out. I am also curious. So comment below, guys, if your shared transportation or private transportation is your preference. But also comment below if you get drunk on the airplane on your way to destination, because I'm on that. I don't know. I've done it, but again, 20s. I can fathom doing it now. It feels
You're making me feel immature.
You haven't reached there yet. You still got like 6-7 weeks.
Like 4 months, not even.
No, you don't. It's June. Your birthday is in August. You got like 8 weeks.
I got, all right.
Before you're in my club.
I'm almost 30, y'all.
We'll see you soon. Nevertheless, that's our episode today, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.
Stop throwing shade on Spirit and Frontier. Book the vacation, because you sitting at home throwing shade on Spirit and Frontier.
And we on the flights.
And you sitting at home, all right? Just remember that. All right. Please like, subscribe, and share the episode. Please follow us on Instagram at TravelFlySexy.
TikTok, TravelFlySexy, and YouTube, Travel Goddess International.
Yes. And of course, if you have questions, comments, feedback on what you'd like to see, what you'd like to hear about, please, please, please drop it in the comments. Send us a DM.
Yes, let us know.
Email us at travelflysexy.
info@travelflysexy.com.
Thank you. info@travelflysexy.com. And then also, please leave us reviews too. If you're listening to the podcast on any of the Apple Podcasts, Spotify, any of those networks, please drop a review. We'd love to hear that feedback, and it helps us as well.
Yes, and we appreciate the reviews and the feedback that we gotten thus far.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
See you next time. Bye.